up and he was on the floor on his hands and knees with 4 holes in his head. Brenda kept seeing a man, like where the gift shop is. He kept seeing a man walking back and forth in there, so he was getting... Oh, man. So, yeah, the school is kind of done.
For a second? Yeah.
Hey. What a good light. Did you break it?
It always happens.
He broke it, dude.
And I was like,
Already.
As soon as we start, breaks it.
Instantaneous.
GG's. Good job. You got a great camera guy.
he's the
worst.
Later in the night.
He's literally the worst.
Wow. That YouTube revenue hit different, huh?
So this is our veterans hallway, so we'll start here. Daryl is a veteran, so he's very proud of that. And this is our veterans wall, so if you or anyone else is a veteran or active duty or anything like that, please sign the wall. He loves it, so he's very appreciative of everybody who is, obviously. And in this hallway, we'll start with that door right there, so room 109. So like what Daryl was saying, he actually used to have that break room as his bedroom. So he woke up one night, it was like every time 109 would open, it would open on its own, then something violent would happen to him. So like I told you guys earlier, there's nothing bad in here, but sometimes we think people have hitchhikers that come with them, so we don't know who's bringing what in. Or if he did something and they just kind of got like angry for whatever he did. But one night he woke up and he was on the floor on his hands and knees with 4 holes in his head. So, and it was.
But there's nothing bad here. There's nothing bad here. Yeah.
The only thing I know.
I don't believe you.
That's they're all super sweet. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. No holes in my head, please.
Hey, you said you wanted to die. I mean, the holes are pretty
Hey,
lame compared to
listen.
that. So he got to a point where stuff happened to him so often. Like one night, somebody jerked his legs out of bed, so he was like this and woke up and started punching the air. So he had some stuff that was kind of aggressive, you know, like the holes in the head's obviously not very nice. So he has it now to where 109 is locked, where it's like just very, very hard to open. So that doesn't happen anymore.
Wait, like this specific door?
Yeah, the door you've been leaning against the entire time.
Yeah. So if you wake up with holes in your head, it has nothing to do.
I'll just be like, guys, I have holes in my head now. I'm sorry.
It's just weird. I don't know.
I leaned on the door.
So now, the room behind you, that's an event room. You can go in there and investigate. There's not really like a ton of stuff that we have reported in there. I've never experienced anything in there personally. But if you get bored, I mean, it's a cool place to just kind of go in and hang out. Break room, again, another crazy story. So when you guys go in there at some point tonight, make sure that you investigate in there. Because when their bedroom was in there, Brenda kept seeing a man, like where the gift shop is. He kept seeing a man walking back and forth in there. So she was getting freaked out, and Daryl's like, oh, whatever. Yeah. So,
Typical guy response. Yeah, whatever.
He didn't think the school was haunted, so when they bought it, they had no idea, you know. He just loved the school, and so he thought all these entrepreneurial ideas he could do, and then as work started being done, you know, that's kind of started stirring some things up over the years. And Brenda went in there one day, because that was her closet, and the door slammed shut and locked on her, and she couldn't get out. And so she's like freaking out, trying to get out, and then Daryl had to come and actually like remove the doorknob and take the fixture off the door to get her out of there. So there's definitely some stuff that happens in there. So it's pretty interesting. Like, people don't really tell us a ton of stuff, but like there's a skeleton dog in there. Some people have gotten the dog to fall off of the table or things like that. So
That's where all of our equipment's at.
I know. They won't damage your stuff though. I've never had anybody tell me that.
Yeah, just like they're not violent here.
Yeah.
Holes in your head, pull you out of the bed.
They're super nice, and they'll take great care of all of your stuff.
I don't believe her.
We have a room here where you can actually sleep. There's beds in there.
Oh, there actually is beds in here. What?
Yeah. And then if you do rent that, then you get the school from 4 o'clock until 3 p.m. the next day.
Why do we do that? Dude, we could have stayed here. Dude, content. Offer yourself up.
Guess you guys gotta come back.
Content. I wouldn't stay here. You couldn't pay me. No. I stayed at the Conjuring House and I wouldn't stay here.
And so with the break room, Daryl was telling us stories because Daryl's mom lived here, and unfortunately she had passed away. And so she died in the school, and people kept hearing noises, and they were showing Daryl like, we have no idea what this is, and it was like kind of noise. And she had a walker, and she would drag her foot behind with the walker, and then like other noises that she had made, and he recognized that it was his mom. So that was like pretty crazy to him, because usually it's like people he had no idea who they were. So hearing that it could potentially be his mom was pretty emotional and pretty great too. So
nope.
So,
I hear that I'm running.
I hear that running.
I haven't really heard any reports of her over the
I
last.
feel
like,
weird about this.
years.
Dude, I've seen plenty of scary movies where if you hear that drag foot, it ain't good. You know what I'm saying? It's not good.
Well, there's another spot that you'll love then, completely love.
Dude, I'm loving this place already. Can't wait to leave.
So, like I said, it was great to meet you all. So these rooms here are the most important rooms in the school, the bathrooms. There is a ladies' room and a men's room. Doesn't matter which one you use.
2023.
I want
Oh.
ladies'
I
room.
mean, well, these actually have two. There's two toilets that work in here, and I think there's only one in the other one. So, like, if you guys all have to take a massive Duke at the same time,
Me and Kyle did that
got some
once.
spots, you're good. But they will sometimes mess with you in the bathroom too. So
Do
it's
they
up
play
to you whether you
Battleships?
leave the lights on or off in the bathroom. How many people have fallen? They didn't die, but they did fall. So be careful.
Who put a basement in an elementary school?
Welcome.
Why do you put a basement in elementary school, dude? What?
It's just a hazard.
Dude, I'm glad me and you are on the same, bro. He's like that's kind of wild. Dude. That's weird. Bro, what the?
Oh, it smells. We could play some b-ball. Oh, this is gonna be good.
Basketball.
Yo, I don't like this corridor right here. I'm not gonna lie.
Yo. It smells like my LSU locker room, dude. Wheelchair, cool B-roll shots. Go ahead, dude. Go ahead. Oh my God, that was terrible.
Didn't say I was an athlete.
Wow. That's staying in, dude. That's staying in.
This is why I
That's staying in. That was terrible, bro. That wasn't bad. That was terrible. All right, story. Holy. What's scarier, the ghost or his shot? You gotta redeem that later, bro. You know that, right? Better see you dunk.
You guys should do like multiple shots because I have a feeling, only based on that one, it might
We'll
take
keep
a few.
we'll keep all of the shots that you miss and leave out the ones that you actually make. So
That
we
would
can
be
be
nice. So, now in the gym, the one thing that's interesting is that the Indian that's up there was actually the mascot of the school. And as you can see, like over time has done its thing, the school's kind of starting to fall apart in some places. And the Indian, for some reason, has always stayed nicely fresh, and he's never been touched up before. So
Wow.
it's pretty neat. He's still pretty vibrant. So you need to know what kind of paint that was. It's pretty fantastic. So we had a public investigation one night, and it was crazy. This is one of the few places where I've been, public investigations usually have way too many people and you don't catch very much, and that's not typically the case here. So we had a group that was on the stage, and then we had a group under the stairs. Oh, I was like, was that you?
that is you squeaking. I'm sorry.
Creeping everyone out, Jack.
I'm like, that was creepy. I liked it. So up on the stage, are you okay?
So the back brother's just picking at my throat, so I'm good. Slightly dying, but it's
It's
fine.
like if we need a water break, it's cool.
No, we're good.
Okay, let me know.
I'll just keep coughing until it goes away, so we're fine. Just ignore me.
That makes a great video for you.
Just not stop coughing.
Yeah, just basket shots and then coughing. I think it's great.
Professionals here. Let me tell you, professionals.
On the stage, we had the one group that was sitting there, we had another group that was under the stairs, and everybody heard what sounded like a little girl, and I'll have to see if I can find the video, and it's just an audio clip, and I hear this little girl clear as day, and she's yelling, and it sounds like she's saying, hurry up, hurry up, and then everybody's like, what the hell? And he's like, that's children, and there's no children here, it was an adult investigation, yeah, we did see that. Awesome, that was the one. Yeah, so that was during a public investigation, and then in that same moment, we all heard her out loud, and we were kind of like, did you hear something? Oh my God, so we them to show me like, oh my god, look what I caught. And then they came and showed me later in the night, and it was quieter on theirs. So we know that she was up at the top of the stairs. So another thing that's really common here that it's kind of odd is metallic noises. And so it's like you'll hear a random metallic sound, like we were sitting here, we heard something slam against the backboard, and it sounded like a giant piece of metal. But there was nothing anywhere. And then one night, Nick and I were leaving, and we were just like making sure everything was clean and everybody had left for the night. And as we're going through, we heard what sounded like a whole freaking wall that just like fell apart with metal. And I'm like,
Holy shit.
oh my god! I was like, should we go see what that is? He's like, no, we're good. He's like,
My response. We're solid. Get out.
We're brave. We're totally brave. So yeah, gym is a really, really great place to investigate, but I would maybe wait until like a little bit later because, like I said, you'll hear the cars. Yeah. So it'll be a little quieter when it's later.
Gotta have that dark shit. What? Can I get it?
I really like that.
What is your ISO at, my guy?
My ISO?
Yeah, what the
Oh, dude, I have it on auto right now.
Good God. Blown out. Sorry, I'm just roasting him. Blown out.
So that's actually Nick. I was like, who are you? And I'm like, oh, that's my husband.
Oh,
Bill told me to catch up, so I was like, I don't want to interrupt anything.
So Nick does
You were like, what
tours.
the fuck?
You can't sneak up on a ghost crew? Come on.
So Nick does tours as well. You know, he's part of the show too, you know, theatrics. But so no, we call this the urban legend stairwell, and this is the reason why we call it an urban legend is because we haven't been able to I cannot talk. Now you messed me up. I have my groove. So we haven't been able to find like definitive proof about like the events that we've been told over the years. But the story that we've always been told is that a little girl had fallen or was pushed from the top flights and had fallen all the way down. So once we go up there, I'll show you like some possible scenarios and like kind of discuss that a little more. We know that there are students who've come through and they're like, oh my god, yeah, I remember that, but nobody could ever tell us like what her name was. And she didn't die at the school, so even if it did happen, she didn't die here, she died later. But we've got evidence to suggest that something did happen. People have put recorders up at the top and then down at the bottom, and they've caught screams coming from the top down to the bottom.
Ew. That's really cool.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So if you guys try that, that would be awesome, because we've only had a few people try it after I've told them about it. And
I'm gonna try.
That's really sweet.
yeah, so it was
Give the old college try.
yeah.
I'd be like, we're going to imitate this now. Jack, go up to the top and jump down.
I mean, he did say he wanted to die here, so you know that'd be one way to do it.
Content.
Yeah, this is true.
I don't know how
Content.
Although you know what would happen, you'd probably just break like all your bones instead. So
Dude, TikTok live that?
I'll take a POV with me.
There you go. Sorry.
So yeah, I would definitely try that, and I'll tell you a few more things on the stairs too. So this is my least favorite part of the school. So we'll come in here.
That's where Jake's going to be going alone.
Jake's going
It's my favorite part of these haunts is when the people are like, this is like my least favorite part of the entire place. And now it's just pitch black for me, but it's fine. I don't want any light back here. It's cool, dude. It's just, hey, there we go. What's it, bro, what the
Where'd the light guy go?
Come on in here.
bro, are we sure, what is,
Come in here. I can't see anything,
Hold on, I'm coming.
This place is freaking me out, bro.
bro, what is this? This is not a school,
This
dude.
place is terrifying.
It's the dungeon.
It is an actual dungeon.
This is an actual, what the,
All right,
Bro.
Nick, you can come in.
what was this, what was the school a cover up for, be honest with me? 'Cause this is
Tell you that
not,
information.
this is not school.
Come on, Nick, you're lurking around.
Freaking me out.
I like my tour guide gig. I can't tell you that.
Was this a sweatshop? It was a sweatshop, wasn't it?
You're gonna crack up after saying it when I tell you the next part down the hallway.
Oh, sick. So there was a sweatshop. Got it. Cool.
So this is actually the dry goods room for the school, so they used to store stuff in here. And I'll actually let Nick tell the first part of the story, and I'll tell you another part.
Hey.
So when we used to run, when we first started running tours here, like when Daryl initially brought us into this place, we used to keep this door shut all the time, and it would get stuck. So obviously, like when it's hot, the wood's gonna expand and whatever when it gets cold. So we used to kind of think maybe that's why it would get stuck. But you could come down here and knock on the door like 2 or 3 times and ask if whatever was in here would let you in, and the door would open with ease. Like you could pull on it. Like dudes as big as you would come in and be like, I'm gonna go down there and just open up that door. Would sit there and couldn't do it. And I'd be like, hey, can you let me in? And it would open.
Challenge accepted.
So,
Such a bitch. Anyway.
So one thing that me and Daryl always talk about to this day, and this was like 2010 when this happened. We came down here because there was a night that we were running a tour, and the guy that was here last was like, hey, I want to go down there and try the door. Came down here, he knocked on the door, he's like, hey, this is Mike, can I come in? Nothing. I was like, we gotta do a little more, like, hey, this is Mike, man, please come in. And he was like, okay. Hey, this is Mike, man, please come in. Nothing. The third time he went to knock on the door, we were all standing outside, and clear as day you could hear a little girl in here go, Mommy and Daddy said, like very sing-songy too. So I looked at Daryl and I was like, so there's not anything in here, because initially there was like a bunch of stuff in here and I thought maybe there was a doll. That was like the batteries were going dead, so maybe that's what was happening. And he was like, there's nothing in here. Dude, I pushed that guy out of the way, I flung the door open. I came in here, looked around, didn't see anything. As soon as I stood over where you're standing, Mommy and Daddy said, clear as day, but it was over in this corner.
Just so you
Jake's
know,
going on.
I was gonna say, I feel like kind of like nauseous in this room, so I'm probably gonna end up coming in here alone.
Yeah.
Because every time I'm like, man, I really felt something in that place. Everybody's like, oh, that's where you're going. It's like, oh, okay.
You just gotta be like, oh, I love that room, it was great.
Oh, that room was great.
Definitely my favorite room so far. Easily. Best room here.
Yeah, we ended up hearing it 3 times and then have never heard it since. Like that was one of the most clear like voices I've ever heard here. Like I'll hear talking and whispering throughout the entire school, but that was like the clearest I've ever heard words in this school. And it was super, super freaky.
I would have done the opposite of what you did.
I was like, there was other people down here, so I didn't have anything to really be afraid of.
Mommy,
I was like,
shit.
there's 2 other guys. I gotta get in there, and
Nope.
I wanted to know what it was at the time. But
I'm out.
Well, if Mommy and Daddy said, I'll just have it.
Yeah, Mommy and Daddy said, all right.
I still don't know what they said.
Yeah, we have no idea what they
I
said.
know they said something, but we don't know what it
They were
was.
saying
Mommy and Daddy said.
So the other thing, you guys may have some experiences with him, but there's a man down here, and we said that there were some grumpy dudes. He's one of them. You may not have to worry about it as much because he's more like that towards women. That's why I hate it down here, because I've encountered him many times. And he like is one of those, it's like in your face, like you can feel him when he's around you, and it's just like, oh God, I'm like, I don't even want, anybody all over my person's face. But like for women, it's like, he'll like mess with your hair, he'll pull earrings out, like he'll throw little things at you. He may throw things at you guys just because he does do that to everybody. But he'll sometimes talk to you. One night my friend and I were down here for an investigation, and we were sitting on this stoop, and she's like a pretty big skeptic. And so as we're sitting on this, all of a sudden she pops up and she's like, ah, and I'm just like, what? And she's like, somebody put their hand right in the middle of my back. And I was like, oh, welcome to Poasttown.
You still a skeptic? Probably not.
Now, if you want, I don't know if this will mess you guys up, but I always tell people in here to turn the lights off for just a second.
All right. That's my job.
Kill the light. He's like, that's my job.
So this is the darkest room in the school.
Oh my gosh.
Cover your viewfinder, bro.
That's what we're shooting.
She's
Oh, now I'm not watching it up too.
You're fine. I just wanted to give you an idea. So like I do tell people, like if you guys get hot, this is a good area to come down because it is cooler down here, but then it's also, kind of spooky. So the trade-off is
It's not even dark in
I
here.
hate this room. It's horrible.
I can see all of you right now.
Oh.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
This room
But
is
yeah,
no
this
bueno.
one is a good one.
No bueno.
No bueno.
So we all come down here with a night vision camera and put it in the corner.
I think so.
Kumbaya, my lord.
Yeah. That's the trend, I think.
Who's that?
Wait, what's your name? Nick. Nick. Come on, Nick. Hey, same thing.
Where's that?
Look, I'm terrible with names. All right, I've got like concussions and stuff. Whatever. Anyway, are you talking about Nick? Or are you talking about actual thing?
Like the guy that is messing with
Well,
women
what's
all
his
the time.
name?
We don't know.
Gabagool.
We don't know. He's
Gabagool.
It's Gabagool, yeah.
the Baba
He's
Booey?
never
It's
told
the Baba
anybody
Booey.
his
The Baba
name.
Yaga.
The Baba Yaga. Oh wait.
Now we
Oh,
do
hey,
have
hey.
We don't want that.
Nope.
We do have a couple pictures upstairs of him though that I'll have to show you. I'll see if I can find some good ones of him, because there's some like if you feel like somebody's down here with you, this is the spot where like you want to take a selfie over your head. Because
There's something behind me. That's what I'm running.
Take a selfie, fam.
I'm gonna run directly.
I'm gonna
into
run
that wall.
into him.
okay,
That would
well
be the
then
worst part.
You can take the picture and then run, and then look at it later, so you don't have to know right in that moment.
Prank him.
Bro, that's a thumbnail,
going
dude.
home.
That's a thumbnail, though.
That'd be a pretty.
That's
bold
a
thumbnail.
thumbnail.
An amazing thumbnail. Please send it to us if you do catch it. That would be really nice.
Yeah, I'll send you an invoice with it.
I'll be like I'm mentally scarred.
One night I was showing this group through, and like they kept hearing it back there, and there was these guys, and it was funny because they were like big skeptics too, and it's like skeptics are great because it's like, you know, and so they walk in there, and all of a sudden they hear towards them, and they're like down the hall.
Same,
towards
honestly.
us, and I was just kind of like, oh, did you hear him? And they're like, there's somebody in there, and I was like, yeah, it's him. I'm trying to tell you that he's in there.
It wouldn't be the first time we had running towards us in an investigation.
No.
I mean,
Not at
that's yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the
Kind
first
of
time.
par for the course.
Yeah, I had a really fun time with something running towards us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost shit myself.
Yeah,
This hallway is sick.
super creepy. With the red roof too. I mean, come on.
Terry was in the basement. I'm sorry.
Yes, yes. Isn't that crazy?
That's weird.
So weird. Okay, so like the sweatshop idea you're talking about, when Daryl bought the school, one of the ideas that they had before they moved and it was on it was to put in a daycare. So they painted all these great characters and SpongeBob and all that stuff, and
Made it 100% creepier.
yeah.
Yeah.
We were doing an investigation one night, and we were kind of down in this hallway. So this hallway goes back to the stairwell where you guys would have initially came down. We decided to do some EVP recordings while we were in here. So we came in here, we did a couple. We listened to the first one, and throughout the entire thing, you could hear what sounded like the cafeteria running. And it's like midnight, but you could hear a train slam. It sounded like little kids were having conversations. So we're like, that's weird that we caught it, because I've never heard that here. Like usually, most of the stuff that I get here is more intelligent than it is residual, I feel like. That was one of the first times we'd ever caught anything like that. So we were like, well, let's do it again. Second time we ran through the recorder, same thing. It sounded like the cafeteria run. You could just hear trays sliding back and forth. You could hear just mass conversation going on, like kids were having a conversation. So this area is definitely crazy.
School is kind of dungeony overall in a lot of places.
What the hell?
Yeah, I don't know who designed this school,
Just
but
walk into.
I hope they got fired.
Yeah. The architect made it look as scary as humanly possible.
You guys can go in here and sit in.
Oh,
and
this
look in.
hallway, though.
Yes.
All right, hallway's cool
Yeah.
stuff. What's in here?
Fun when it's
We've
dark.
taken lots of cool pictures down this hallway.
Got to.
So if you guys just want to come in here just to sit and hang out, like it's a good comfy room, not a very active room.
Sometimes they'll smoke out the entire building and do something where they have to arrest each other.
There's a chair in here.
There was a night that we were getting ready to do an investigation. Basically, when a firefighter gets trapped somewhere, that they have to go rescue the firefighter. So they were using this hallway that night, and we decided that we were going to investigate after they did that, just to see if their energy ramped up everything else that was going on in here. So they were using this hallway for probably 4 hours. Right after they got done, we started our investigation, and we started in this hallway, like right around this corner where that bathroom was. Soon as we started, you could hear stuff getting thrown around upstairs. It sounded like desks were getting slammed and thrown around. That was the first time I've ever gone through and turned on every single light to make sure nobody broke in. But it was like, I don't know if the fire department being here like ramped that up because of what they were doing, but we had never done one right after they had done that before, and it was intense.
They were doing a fire drill.
That's cool.
We were doing an investigation. We were coming up these stairs where we just came up from, and I stopped at the bottom of the stairs, and he was starting to walk up here. So I got him on the SLS, and all of a sudden you see something standing on top of this post. So it wasn't actually like on the post, so it wasn't a false reading or anything. It was actually standing on top of it. So I'm looking at him like, dude, there's something standing on the post right now. There's something standing on the post. He's like, I can't see it. And I was like, look. So he looked and he saw it. So he turned around. We both looked up, looked back down, and it was gone. So we're like, well, that's weird. He reaches out to me about a month later. He's like, so I slowed that evidence down, and it looks like somebody gets pushed off this. So,
No shot.
so this is the actual. Oh, there's one at the top of the stairs.
Just nonchalant.
There's one above you. Oh, stop. Oh, there's one at the top of the stairs. But just keep an eye on it. Like it's gonna play. Did you see that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get close to it. You see a shadow hit it. Basically, like See that shadow?
Look at the shadow.
Out of nowhere. It's like it almost looks like that stick figure explodes.
Yeah, and then you see the shadow go down.
Yeah. Right?
Ew.
That is disgusting.
What do you mean?
Yeah, we didn't know that part happened. We just happened to I looked down, I looked up, I looked back down, and it was gone. So we
The
didn't
shadow
know.
was like that.
Yeah,
so.
we didn't know till later that
Oh my gosh.
he slowed it down, and you could just
Look at this shadow.
see that
go.
shadow
What the
smack it.
fuck?
That's insane.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Ew.
I like that.
Ew, Mr. Ew.
So, yeah.
That's cool. This is the rough part. Hold on, why are you freaking out?
Oh, you'll see. It's fun. So there's lots of other rooms up here. Like I said, we'll start to get to where we're not going to go in all of them because we'll be here with you guys like all night if we do that.
I mean, I'm
so
not-
you might
I'm
want to like
cool
take a
with
peek
that.
into that room.
What's that mask over there?
Yeah, what's with the mask
What's
behind?
that mask over there?
You guys might want to take a peek into that room.
Hey, you know what this reminds me of?
School.
You ever play Phasmophobia?
Yes.
Instantly, bro.
Yeah, it works.
If I would have done that at night though, oh my gosh. I would have started swinging.
Just swinging.
I started swinging.
I had to. I'm sorry. I
Oh
had to.
god.
She just set you up,
I know,
dude.
she really did set me up. Oh man.
So now this next part, this is why I was like, hang on, you can't go this far. This will either be your favorite or your least favorite part, so depending on some things.
I already have a least favorite, so we'll see.
So come on in.
I was gonna say, I don't think
We've already got a couple that are in that running for least
I
favorite,
don't
so.
think anything can top that
This is gonna be
basement so
next
far.
week.
Oh,
Hey, hey,
that's what room it is.
Hey.
No favorite.
Favorite room.
I had a nightmare about. Oh my god.
Which doll is it? Which doll is it, Jack? What's the dream?
I don't know. You
Oh.
said it was like this.
One night doing an investigation, and we kept hearing stuff down the hallway. So I went to look out the door, and I was just kind of watching what was going on in the hallway, because watching these hallways from any room is always super, super creepy. So I was standing there, and I, like I said, like when I ran into the room, when I heard the little girl, like most of the time I don't get too, like, jump back scared. But I was standing in the hallway, and all of a sudden I saw a white light come at me. Like clear as day, like charge me, and it was the first time I've ever like jumped back. Well, while that was going on, they were behind me and they heard an electrical like buzz.
Like a charge, like when it's like cracks, like it was like that. We heard that, but we didn't see it, and he saw that,
But I didn't hear it. I didn't hear anything. I just saw it charging me. So I like jumped back at them, and they were like, "Did you hear that?" And I was like, "No, did you see that?" They were like, "No," and I was like, "Something just came at me, like charged up on me," and that's the first time I've ever had that happen here.
But remember, everything's friendly here.
I don't know.
Friendly. It's all friendly.
I didn't say they were all friendly.
Yes, you did. Did you not say that earlier?
I said there were two.
Run it back. Did you not say all?
It's all good. We might have some grumpy
There's
things,
two
but yeah.
grouches. There's two
Replay the
grouches.
clip.
Yeah, replay. Roll the clip.
So like I told you guys earlier, there's nothing bad in here, but sometimes we think people have hitchhikers that come with them, so we don't know who's bringing what in.
Oh. Uh-oh.
I started it.
Body slamming now?
You just pissed off little Timmy.
Timmy? Oh no. Tim's coming. Tim's coming. He knows who Tim is now. He knows who Tim is.
Oh shit, who's Tim? What? Guys, it's crazy, dude. I actually have to leave now. It's that time.
Sorry, guys.
Super busy. So y'all have a good night. Let me know how it goes. See you later.
Notice the signs. Please, do not
Oh.
use them.
Oh,
I
no.
will come find you personally and see my point.
Obviously, I'm saying it. Somebody's done it.
Yes.
Oh yeah. That's why we have to bring it up. That's why we have to bring it up because it has a meaning behind the sun. You know, every sun. Like it is now. Like we had just started our investigation, so we came up here, and typically we don't. Most of the times go into the bathrooms and really investigate, but every now and then you'll hear stuff. I think when we came up here, I believe it was this one, Eric had heard something in there. So we walked into the room, and I was probably right here. And as soon as I got there, out here you hear someone go, "Hey!" Like loud as that. And I thought Daryl was at the stairs. So I was like,
I would actually.
like, my initial thought was it was Daryl. So I was like, "What do you want, Daryl? Daryl, what do you want?" Nothing. So I called him, and he's like, "Dude, we're not even there right now." But we both heard it clear today, like, we didn't know if because we were filming.
You heard that too over there?
Yeah, it's like two
Bathroom if we were
parts
getting
going
in
to
trouble.
the bathroom.
What was it? Did you hear that?
It literally sounded like what you were talking about earlier. It sounded like this.
Yeah, I heard it. I thought it sounded like a almost like that while you were telling the story.
It sounded like.
Because you saw me look at you, right?
Yeah.
I turned to yeah.
I like to do that when we tell stories too.
Did anyone put the chair there? Because that's like super convenient placement of the chair.
I was creeped out by this doll sitting in here.
You see the chair? I'm like, you see the chair?
Dude, the chair just like falls over. I die.
I gotta go back in there and get my tripod too.
I think so.
Oh no.
Here we go.
I know, I'm thinking, I was like, was that chair right there? I'm pretty sure it had to.
Dude, I just shit myself, bro.
That's what I said. That freaking doll right there.
Oh my god.
That actually got me too.
Oh man.
Right here, and it was facing down this hallway because this is where everything was happening when we first came here. Like it was basically just this hallway before it was the entire school. It was like everything was for some reason just happening here. So we were reviewing evidence one night, and on the evidence, nobody was up here. Everybody was down a break, and you could hear what she's about to do on the camera. Clear as day. It sounded like a little kid was on the stairs just playing like off the camera, and you could hear it clear as day, just go, like just laughing, which I've heard that a bunch of times throughout this school, but it was just weird.
He's like sick, dude.
But yeah, so that was one of the really cool things that we caught here. There was actually one of the other nights that Eric and I were up here, he was like, he just wanted to try something. We were getting ready to leave this hallway. So we were coming back around this corner. He's like, I want to try something real quick. So before he started his recorder, he went, hey, as loud as he could, then started his recorder and recorded for like 10 seconds. As soon as we played it back, the first thing we hear on there was, what the was that?
You hear that like whistle? Yeah.
Hearing a whistle.
Yeah. It was after you said he recorded it for 10 seconds. I heard a.
And then something happened.
Hey.
All right.
Did you hear that?
I did not.
Bro, it just sounded like a metal ping.
Oh, why would you do that?
That's
what's shading a knife.
There's a dog right there.
Hey, it sounded like a metal like a door shut, like locker door shut from back here.
Really?
Yeah, as soon as y'all started to walk down.
See, and you'll get that too, where it sounds like the handles are jiggling, or you'll hear it sounds like someone's slamming the doors in the lockers. What's weird about the school, I don't know if you've noticed, all the lockers are in classrooms. There's none in the hallways.
Yeah, this sound was like
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah.
Good old fashioned.
Woo, it's gonna be fun tonight, boy.
This room right up here too on the left, that one we didn't go into, but we've been getting that a lot in that room too, where you
Really?
hear the jiggling of the handles and it sounds like it's opening and closing.
That was just a quick
Could have been from that room.
Damn.
With that, our tour ended and we were ready to start our overnight investigation of Poasttown Elementary School. Join us next week as we will see what the most haunted school in America is all about.
Our REM pod just went off a little bit all the way over here.
Yo, something's close to it.
Now it's on purple. It's flashing all different colors.